Welcome back, Paint Fan family. We're going to be day 3 here working on the Valkyrie. As you can see, we got a lot of stuff torn down on it. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I would ask you to go check that out. We put a 6-into-6 exhaust system on it, and we checked into some of the wiring. So today we're going to be explaining a little more on the wiring, and we're going to be doing an install for Eagle Lights. Stick around. So as I stated in previous video, if you turn on the key, we have backlighting, we got the oil light, we have the neutral light. We know no tack, no display, and with it off you can't see, but the gauges don't work as well. There's a plug up inside behind this rubber flap that goes to the back of this system. There's about 5 plugs right there, down in there. Gotta put that back around a little bit better. Got some connections because it is tied into the radio system and a rat's nest that we've got to still work on. And all these cables and such go back as far as like the CB antenna, radio antenna, lights for the back end, all that. These here are the power and the ground going to lights that have been put out on the saddlebags, as well as a 4-pin flat plug for operating a trailer, because I took a trailer hitch off. Now, when I took this apart, the shop that I'd had it at didn't wipe down anything. We did a quick wipe down on some stuff, got it a little bit cleaner. Gonna tuck a few of these things away a little bit better, and we're gonna start putting it together. But before we put it together, like I said, we're gonna do an Eagle Lights install, and it's easier if they're taken apart. So, what do we have here? We have an extension cord system for an LED glow system, and also in this box we have a need for more hands. Hang on, work with me. Okay, so in here we have the light that I spoke about in a previous video as well, and this is a tail light that is meant to go on a Harley. I know I'm all shaky here. This has got tail, it has brake, and it has both signals all integrated into it. So what I would like to do is fabricate something up and have it somewhere in this system right here, and maybe relocate the plate or whatever to make it all work. Might actually run it upside down, not really sure. So we'll figure that out and figure out what is in these boxes and how are we going to route them, where are we going to put them. Now, my idea on this underglow lighting is I don't like to see it. I don't like to see the lights. I'm probably going to put something inside this pod that has the fog light in it. Probably something on the lower end of the fork or up inside the fender that'll glow on that wheel. Probably something that'll glow and reflect off all the chrome on the engine. And then probably the back wheel, and then under this black plate down by the exhaust to reflect off the exhaust as well. That's my thoughts, my ideas right now. So again, I don't like to see the lights. I just like to see what the lights do and make it look really cool personally. So let's dig into these boxes and I'll show you what we have. So in the first box, we have 4 fairly long extension cords, 2 middle length extension cords, and 2 small extension cords in case the bike is a little bit bigger or longer, or where you want to route the wires is a little more difficult to get to and you need that extra length to tuck it away. So what we have in the other box, we have different lengths of LEDs. Some like this might be good to put on the bottom of a saddlebag, down to something like this might be good for that pod area. So there's 12 of those. You follow around, and there's a bunch of plugs right there. It's just a whole lot easier to route this together without it being plugged together. Follow the wires around here. Another plug coming around to the main brain of the system here, with 3 wires coming out of it that need to be hooked up to power up the unit itself. Very simple system. Eagle Lights is really big on the whole idea of plug and play. Just hook it to the battery or hook it to whatever power source you want to, and just plug it in and it works. The cool part of this one is it also comes with a remote control, and there's a few little pin connectors in there as well that you can put on the end of these wires to hook it into where you need for the power source. As you can see, all 12 of these unplug. They all have the same plug, so it doesn't matter where you plug them back into. There's 4 short ones, 4 that are a little bit longer, 2 that are quite a bit longer, and then really long buggers there. There's only 1 there because I already put one on one of my saddlebags, but as you can see, the back side of them has 3M tape on it. So all you've got to do is just peel and stick. As I said, Eagle Lights is big on trying to make things as easy as possible. So just peel and stick 3M tape, route the wires where you want them routed together, and then plug them into here. And if necessary, we have over here on the floor again, the extension cord. So we're going to see what we need, what we don't. I have one on the bottom of a saddlebag now. Let's take a look at how that goes on here in a moment, because we're going to put the other one on the other saddlebag. So it's just peel and stick, 3M tape. I'm putting them on as close as I can to where that big guard is going to be, so the shine down tries to shine off the pipes. Then you take the wire and just kind of run it around and up in, put the saddlebags on, show you what that looks like. So there's the LED strip. It's really close here, but there is, get focused, there is a gap between there. So that won't rub, won't touch, won't anything. On the bottom of the saddlebag is back on. And then the wires, maybe if you look for it, you can see it. It comes around, backside, zip tie, loop up around to the frame, another zip tie and up inside. So you're gonna be able to see a wire here and there, but you look back at it, you're not gonna be able to see it. You look down at it, you're gonna have to look for it to see it. But I think the effect it's gonna give is gonna be phenomenal. So that side is done, gonna put the other side back on. Then we're gonna look at a couple other mounting places and see how they work for us. So the bike's not back together yet, but you can see got a few of them on. See a little bit of glow down in here, under the saddlebags. I've got them around. Got 6 on each side. We're gonna wait till it gets dark, and then we'll be able to look at it a little better. There's one really cool feature about it I wanna show you as well once it gets dark. It's really cool, and I think sets Eagle Lights apart from some of the other manufacturers out there in the quality of lighting is it's one neat thing caused by the white wire. So you'll know that in a bit. So we're gonna get the bike put together, and when it gets dark, we're gonna take a little better look at it. Other than trying to figure out where you want the lights is also routing the wires. So I've got them run down here beside the frame rails down both sides where they're out of the way, won't get on anything hot. Again, once you get back toward the pipes, motor, anything like that, you gotta be very careful. But ran them down through here, through the frame, and in back here by the battery. Yes, this is a mess. We're gonna get some of that cleaned up before we button it up, but just wanted to show you the way the routing works through here. And then, like I said, we'll get everything tidied up under the seat so it's not that mess. And always remember, whether we're doing a install video or not, Eagle Lights helps out this channel. And if you would like 15% off anything that you buy on the website, your entire order, 15% off using the code PaintCan57. There will be a link in the description of this video as well. And somebody just came on recently. The Last Detail of Central New York. Chris and Sania are great auto detailers. And if you call them at 315-709-2281, tell them Paint Can sent you, and maybe they'll hook you up with a little bit better deal than they normally would. Great product they do. They do a great job with the cleaning, and they charge really, really reasonable rates. So check them out. Again, 315-709-2281. Tell them Paint Can sent you. The Last Detail. All right, so it's not completely dark out. But this is what we got going on. We got them up on front wheels, up on the pods in front, shining down on the engine. Got a few toward the back, glowing. We can get real crazy if we want to. Got all kinds of flickery flashes going on. Lots of color. I think it's gonna be really neat when it's complete in darkness, but one of those deals where I got some stuff to do tonight, so can't wait till it's totally darkness to do it. It all comes right off this remote. This remote runs it all. So pretty neat at any rate. Got a lot of glow on the back. Got the bigger ones under the bags, and then got some medium-sized ones on the back of the bags, kind of shining in on the back wheels. So from behind, got a lot going on, but not quite as much. Up toward the front a little bit. Got one on each side of the front wheel, then the inside of the fender. And we got them on the back side of the fairing there, and then up on the frame and underneath the tank, shining down on the motor, and then you can see the one in the pod kind of shining around in there as well. So same thing on the other side, but I think it looks pretty awesome personally. Just one button shuts it all down. So here's the cool part that I said before about the white wire. So I come around and got to turn the key on for this, but the whole unit is off. Key on like it's running, and if you hit the brakes, everything lights up. All the LEDs light up. So if we turn on the unit, back to it's doing all its flashing and everything, and then pull the brake, at all steady red. So a little extra brake light. It's not gonna do much during the day, but it's gonna do a lot at night. Most of the unit itself is not gonna do much during the day because, let's face it, it's daylight. But I think it's gonna be really neat in the dark, and I do quite a bit of night riding, so I think it's gonna look pretty cool. So anyway, that's gonna wrap up the video for today on the installation of the Spectral Shift lighting system. It's universal. It will fit absolutely any bike as long as you got a battery. So something you may want to consider no matter what you're riding. And remember, it comes from Eagle Lights.